Oh wow, you can't even see me. All right, what is it? It's 6:04. We're headed to the gym. It's a little bit chilly outside, and who the hell wants to be going to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning? But we got to get this shit done. Oh damn! Didn't find my brake. Don't actually know what I have to even share today, other than here we are. I have. It's hard to explain. I don't want to say. You know how sometimes you don't want to say something because you don't want to spoil it. And so, but that can't be a thing. It's just one of the silly superstitions that humans have. But I have like a different sort of confidence going on today. I feel, confidence isn't really the word, but it feels good. Now, unfortunately, with this feeling, and it's only been going on for about a day and a half now, it's kind of causing me to, I have also a little, I can visualize myself in my head holding my arms out, like this, sort of keeping people at least that distance. And that's super weird because I'm like a really loving person, and I'm all about snuggling and loving. And then as far as my friends go, like, I'm probably one of the few guy friends that hell anybody has, as far as my friends are concerned, that will reach out and just randomly send people texts and hey brother, just want you to know I love you and I'm thinking about you, or even just love you, man, because when you have a thought about someone and that thought will probably make that person feel good, there's no reason not to share that. So I do, and it, I think it makes me look like a punk sometimes, and it even makes you feel like one sometimes, because that's a vulnerable thing to do for a guy, especially to another guy, like my buddy Chuck or something like that. I'd be like, hey man, love you buddy, just wanted you to know, have a killer day. And but we got to do these things, man. You got to reach out to people, the people in your home, your friends. You need to let them know that they have worth and they have value in your life, because imagine them doing that to you. One of your friends just bust out of nowhere one day with a text or a call, and it's like, man, just wanted you to know, I love you. I really appreciate you being in my life. Thank you for A, B, or C, something you did, or just for being, because your existence is helping to fulfill my life, and I need you to know that. And when you do stuff like that for people, and I've had a lot of people tell me this, is I'll get a response sometimes and it's like, holy crap, man, how do you know exactly when to send those texts? When I really needed it, all of a sudden there's a text from you saying, have a beautiful day, or, love, just wanted you to know we love you and we're thinking about you. It's so often that I get people that reach back out to me saying, dude, that was so perfectly timed. I really needed that. So I guess what I'm hoping to get out today is to tell everyone who runs across this video, which will probably only be about, my videos get about 10 or 15 views. It's not a big thing, but if one of those 10 or 15 people all of a sudden kind of changes their ways a little bit and starts letting other people know how important they are and their value, you'll start seeing that coming in return, because like the Bible says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So treat everybody like they're important, because they are. They're human beings, they're creations. that were made by God, our Father. So, like, love people as best you can. And if they don't love you back, okay, but love them anyway. Because one day they're going to sit back or be laying in bed in the dark, doing the crazy thinking we do sometimes and be like, that Jay Morgan, I haven't responded to a text from him in years. He still continues to send me texts saying, love you, brother. And I got one particular person in mind with that particular comment, and he knows who he is if he runs across this video. I got a guy that I could give him 2 titles here, but one of them would kind of give away who it is, and I don't want to embarrass him. So let's just say he was a friend for, 10 or 11 years, 12 years, something, a close friend. Well, it's hard to explain, but we parted ways because of us moving to different places. Kind of still same city, McDonough, Hampton, Stockbridge, whatever. Not that far away, but we did move where we weren't ended up in the same locations anymore, particularly on Sunday. And God, it's been like 2 years now, I think. I have texted that boy so many times, and the last thing I had heard from him, the last time we hung out, he was telling me how proud he was of me and how much he looked up to how far I had come with my my walk with Christ. And wow, that was cool to hear from someone that someone saw in me. And that reverts back to what I was just saying. Let people know when you have a beautiful thought about them, because when he did that for me, that let me know that it was seen. I felt like I was doing a better job, but didn't really know. But when I found that I was doing a better job to the level that someone noticed it, that was cool. And then the last words I ever heard come out of the guy's mouth, he was talking to several people, and he said, on this particular move we're doing, I don't want to lose any more friends, because we've had a move like this before and I lost a lot of friends. I don't want to lose any more friends. And I haven't heard from him since. It's been a couple of years. And this includes, oh man, like I said, so many texts, all of them loving, I'm thinking about you and praying about you. Just have a good day. Love you, brother. And then I even had, something went wrong with my prostate and I had to have emergency surgery. My body had retained, I guess, some shit it shouldn't have retained, and my body went septic. I think it's sepsis. One of those words is correct, but that will kill you. It'll kill you. I go to the hospital. I'm waiting to go into, trying to wait for an emergency room so they can get me in and get me, operated on. And of course, I sent out a text to somebody saying, "Hey, man, throw some prayers my way. I got some bad shit going on. I need your love." And I figured at that moment, even though it had still been quite a while since I had heard from this particular person, I said, okay, this is the moment to where even if you're mad at someone, like if I ever said or did anything to the guy that caused him to ignore me like this, I have absolutely zero clue what it was. But if there is something out there, this would be one of those moments that you kind of push that over to the side for a second. And, you at least send a text or, God forbid, make a phone call and say, "Hey, brother, look, I'm going to be praying for you because I heard what you're going through. I'm going to pray for you. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through this." That's just the Christian thing to do. The human thing to do is like, yeah, I'm mad at you for whatever reason. I ain't been talking to you, but this is separate. This is different. This is important. And even that didn't get a text from this guy. And of course, I should have told him just piss off after that. But you're supposed to love your enemies. Now, I don't know I don't think the guy's an enemy, but he's not talking to me for some reason or another. And man, this thing changed categories. Anyway, I kind of hope he sees this video. I doubt that he will, but I hope he does one day, because he'll know who it is. The guy will have no doubt, oh, he's talking about me. And so, brother, when you see this, as usual, you're one of my friends. You've been a friend for a long time. We weren't ever buds that went out and got beers together, anything like that. But we had a good relationship. And, I still love you. You're my brother. And I wish you'd reach out. Any kind of response. And hell, send me a poop emoji. I don't care. Just something to let me know that you still know I exist. Especially when I'm kind of loving into the face of hate. When you love somebody and send somebody a gazillion texts over a couple of years, and not once do they respond with a thanks, or cool, you have a good day too, or I'm gonna pray for you too. Just dropped you off the map. That's cold, man. That's cold. Jesus wouldn't approve. Now I'm gonna get in here and get to the gym. Anybody who sees this, if anyone sees this, I hope you have a rocking ass day. Hell, and that's about that. I don't know how to do these dumbass videos. So there you go.